We're going to explain what happens if a presidential election ends in a complete tie. 1. First, it's important to understand that a completely even result is incredibly rare, bordering on impossible given the sheer number of votes cast. But let's imagine it, a perfect 50-50th split in the Electoral College. 2. The Constitution doesn't directly address this scenario. It outlines how the Electoral College votes are counted and how a winner is declared, but not what happens in a tie. 3. The 12th Amendment, which modified how the president and vice president are elected, attempts to solve some election disputes, but it doesn't cover a complete tie. 4. This means we'd likely turn to the 12th Amendment's procedures as a guide, combined with legal precedent and congressional interpretation. 5. The House of Representatives would then step in to decide the presidential election. 6. Each state delegation gets one vote. It's not an individual vote count from each representative. This means that states with smaller populations would have the same voting power as those with larger populations. 7. The House would vote from among the top 3 candidates who received the most electoral votes. 8. A majority is required to elect a president. 9. If no candidate achieves a majority in the House, the process repeats itself until a majority can be secured. 10. This process could drag on for quite some time. 11. Meanwhile, the Senate would choose the vice president from among the top 2 candidates using a similar state-based voting system. 12. The potential for political gridlock and partisan maneuvering within the House is very high, and the outcome would depend heavily on the political makeup of the state delegations. 13. This entire situation would highlight significant flaws and ambiguities within the Electoral College system and its inability to handle exceptional circumstances, raising serious questions about its continued efficacy. 14. The uncertainty and potential for prolonged political instability would be considerable. 15. The lack of a clear, pre-established process in the Constitution underscores the need for clearer guidelines to address such improbable, yet potentially catastrophic